Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol PLTR for Palantir Tech. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, I want to point out that this will, of course, be an update. We've been talking in the past about this significant daily downtrend in here. Remember that this was an open above the resistance trendline, but immediately took us back down underneath, so we kept it on the charts. However, over the past couple of days, we are starting to break the resistance trendline sideways through time. It doesn't mean that we're automatically, breaking it in a significant manner where we would expect a new uptrend, but the downtrend is simply, not being as aggressive, right? That's all that would indicate here from the break of that resistance trendline. Wanted to clarify that before we remove it. And of course, what we're watching for now is, though, this to act as a flush point. The lows here close to 1818, a little bit lower than that actually as of right now, based on some of the more recent touches. So let's adjust that. 1807. I mean, we're splitting hairs here at this point. If you want to be more conservative, it's just a breakdown underneath 18, the nice round number, and our target underneath would be at 1710. If I scrunch up the daily chart here, what you'll notice is it is the exact low from right around in here, making that sort of a very important line in the sand. If that goes, remember that the next major support is way underneath at 1454. I'm not calling for an all-out collapse into the remainder of the week or even into next week, but I am saying from a structural perspective, underneath 1710, yeah, kind of gets a little bit nasty here inside of PLTR. The only reason to get involved to the long side in my estimation would be a firmer breakout up and over 19 to start to retrace into these highs close to about 20. Okay, so it's a little bit shy of 20, 1980, 20, 2015 based on these prior lows in here. Just start to treat this as a resistance zone here on your PLTR daily chart. But again, I want to remind you that we are in a significant downtrend. We are putting in a bit of consolidation down here, and we've traded back down towards the lows during today's session. Let's take a closer look at the 30-minute intraday time frame just to see what else we can learn about the price action in here. It was pretty much a straight shot lower on today's session, basically retracing everything that we got from the FOMC move here and consolidating into a bit of a bear flag into the afternoon session. Let's go ahead and throw on the Fibonacci's just to get a sense for how bearish it truly was, coming in from the high down to the low, and what you'll notice here is that we never made it into the 38.2, giving us a fairly bearish close, right? Anything that really comes into the 38.2, let's just call it 1850 for round numbers sake, is going to continue bear flag consolidation, and again, further breakdowns of 18 get us about 90 cents lower into 1710, 17 even, and from there we know that there's some room to fall. So the chart does not look fantastic. The daily bar would indicate, that there is potential for a breakdown sooner rather than later, but don't jump the gun, right? We are consolidating in a range here, so I would be patient and wait for the confirmation break before looking for shorts, or just avoid longs, right? If it does start to break down, I also would not be looking or fishing for longs down here. Again, I really do think it requires patience up and over these highs at 19 to potentially get us into 20. Some work needs to be done in PLTR to reverse the trend. It is starting to go sideways a little bit, but I would just remind you that we did get something like this from in the past, and how did that resolve, right? Obviously, it did go lower. If you just start to look at this as a daily bear flag forming like this, again, the outlooks have all sort of pointed to lower here inside of PLTR. So those are my thoughts. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything new today, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.